All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Drew Luzzatti, and I'm here with my partner today.
How's it going? I'm Will Ransom.
And the company that we are presenting today is called Encore, and we actually presented last spring in the Shark Tank, so you guys might remember us. And we have made quite a bit of progress since we last met in the spring, and we're excited to share this with you. But first, we're going to give you a little bit of background into kind of how we started it and what exactly it is. So a little bit of background, many adults are near retirement age, but they are not ready to stop working altogether. 1 in 4 adults aged 65 and older are still in the workforce, and that number is expected to increase, making it the fastest growing group of workers in the US, and this is according to NPR Radio. Encore capitalizes on people over the age of 50 that do not want the same 40-hour work week, but would still enjoy working. And this picture here on the right that you guys see, this is my parents, and this is kind of where I got the idea. They're in this kind of 50 to 60 age category. They don't want to stop working altogether, but they do want to continue pursuing their passions and doing what they love. So kind of a brief description of what Encore is. We are an online employment matching site targeted towards anyone over 50 who is looking for either part-time employment, project-based contract opportunities, board member volunteer positions, or volunteer positions with local schools or charitable organizations.
All right, so when we were first coming up with the idea, we obviously had to look into competition, and we found that LinkedIn would probably be the biggest competition for us. And then there's a host of other sites like Glassdoor, Indeed, AARP, and chapter2.net. Now, AARP and chapter2.net both deal with the age range that we're looking at, but they have different approaches than what we have. So Encore is unique. We are specifically targeted toward people who are 50 and up and still eager to work. But we want to provide meaningful opportunities for those people beyond just working as a Walmart greeter, which some of the jobs at AARP have, and chapter2.net was using, they're doing like executive work. We want to have professionals at the same time, but we want to give them opportunities that they would feel like they're actually having good work. And also we're unique because we know that employers won't have to take a gamble with these people. They already have proven that they can work well and they have experience in these areas that they're looking to be employed in.
So before we actually started pursuing this idea, of course, we had to do a little bit of customer discovery and research to figure out if this was actually worth pursuing and if people were actually interested in our idea. So on April 5th, we distributed a survey to a random sample of about 1,400 Oglethorpe alumni who graduated in 1990 or earlier, which would kind of put it in our target market. And we were really surprised. We received a lot of great feedback. We received almost 100 responses from these Oglethorpe alumni, which gave us a great pool of data to work from. And these respondents reflected a wide range of people with different industry backgrounds and positions.
So one of the questions that we decided we're going to present you now is, which of the following categories is of interest to you? And 66% said full or part-time paid positions. And then 42% said volunteer work, 28% said advisory or tutoring positions, and then 33% said executive or leadership positions. So this was just vital information just to see where people are standing. And we can see that more than 2/3 of the people are still wanting to work,
So then one of the next questions that we asked was, if you were to apply for a new job, which of the following would be of interest to you? A project role for a designated period of time, a long-term role with 40 hours per week, or a long-term role with a lower number of required hours. And we were actually surprised to see that it was pretty much split 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. People were kind of scattered as to what they were looking to find in this age category.
The next important question that we asked was, which of the following challenges have you experienced? Now, obviously, you see that finding potential positions was what 58% of the people saw or experienced, and being a job-based website and hiring service is what we're gonna put that way down. Okay, people already know that that's what they're trying to get into. And then the second biggest one was salary or wages, and we plan on having salary and wages both listed in the description for the job, so people know what they're getting into there. And now the third biggest one was age discrimination, which was at almost 30% of people experience. So when you're going on Encore, both the employers and the employees will know that this is specialized for a certain age group. so that they won't have to face age discrimination anymore.
All right, and so the last question that we focused on, and this is probably the most important question that we asked, on a scale of 1 to 5, how likely would you be to use a service that provides job postings and opportunities for people who are 50 and older? And because if people answer negatively to this question, then we know we shouldn't pursue this. But we were happy to see that almost most of the respondents responded with either a 3, 4, or 5, that they were either likely or very likely to use our job site.
So we still want to be profitable. We know we're going into this business to make money. We decided to look at LinkedIn strategy. So LinkedIn makes money primarily from job postings on the website. A 30-day posting costs $495. Now they also use ad revenue and then a sale of their premium membership as well to make revenue.
So we're going to model our pricing structure pretty similar to LinkedIn. We're going to be free for the job seeker because we want to have as many job seekers on our site as possible. We're going to have an insertion fee charged to job posters and a fee of $225 for every salary position and an insertion fee of $99 for part-time position. And while this may seem like a high price, this is significantly lower than what LinkedIn already charges. We're not going to charge any insertion fees for volunteer or not-for-profit positions. And we're also, like LinkedIn, going to generate money from ads. So this is kind of like our brief kind of revenue and expenses. And we decided to do it for month 6 because we don't believe they will be profitable up until month 6. So this is what we're expecting to do by month 6. We're hoping to have 30 full-time employers and 45 part-time employers. And we're expecting to make $1,000 per month with ads. So with this, we hope to make $12,205 in total revenue each month, starting in month 6. And some of our expected expenses are going to be the web design, web hosting, publicity and promotion, and travel. We already started designing our website and we have a designer that's in progress, and we're hoping to be completed with this design in the end of December. The website right now has costed us $2,000. Already we put 500 of that up front.
So once we get a website developed, or at least the ground and the base of it, we want to start spreading the word or creating awareness about our website. And we plan to first and foremost use the Oglethorpe community. That's alumni, faculty, career development, in order to help us spread the word through them. And then we also want to reach out to the employers at some point and start building awareness with them, and then getting contracts written up with the companies and seeing if they would be willing to work with this website of this type. And also obvious things like mail, email, and we want to have an online presence as well. And just, we have a lot of other ideas on getting Encore out there.
So like I mentioned before, we were in the last Shark Tank and we've come a long way since the Shark Tank in the spring. After earning money in the last Shark Tank, we used all of this money to hire a developer from Upwork. And if you guys aren't familiar with Upwork, it's kind of like a freelance site where you can hire pretty much any range of different type of things. And we hired this developer for $2,000. And like I mentioned, we already paid 500 of this, and we're going to pay the remaining 1,500 once he completes the development at the end of December. So that's why we're asking for $1,500 from this investment from you guys, because we want to use this money to finish our development. Now, our development was supposed to be completed by this September, but we hit a couple of different roadblocks due to unforeseen challenges with the developer. But we're hoping to have it completed by, like I said, the end of December. So what are the steps for the future? We hope to raise an initial $10,000 because this is what we believe it will take to fully complete our site. This will allow us to complete our site, establish a user employer base in the Atlanta area. We hope to start with 1,200 users and 30 companies, kind of keep it small so we can focus in on it within this first 6 months. And of course, we're going to have to evaluate the placement rate for these Encore users. We want to see from all the people that are on our site, how many are successfully getting jobs and how many of them are happy in the positions that they find on our site. And then if we are successful doing this, of course, we hope to expand to other markets and expand to other different cities besides just Atlanta. So that concludes our presentation. We would be happy to answer any questions from the judges, and thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you guys, Will and Drew. That was really good. This is Richard Bakari. So I like the idea of essentially surfacing up roles and positions that people of a certain demographic would be ideal for or looking for those type of roles. My concern is there any risk of essentially reverse ageism? You know, would a company who posts on your site specifically targeting only a certain demographic for a role, would they, you know, potentially get blowback for saying, well, we're only going to look at anyone 50 or older for this role, and then someone who's 30 or 40 qualified complains about that?
Yeah, I could see that being a potential problem. I guess how I would respond to that. I mean, the only people who are on our site are, like you said, those people in that demographic. And I guess someone technically could complain that, hey, they're not looking to hire someone in that age demographic. But like we already mentioned, there's already so many different sites that target, like you said, 30, 40, and 20, but we don't think there's enough targeting our age demographic. So I guess,
yeah, you know, the previous presentation has already put a lot of time and energy into legal consultation. I would just consider it only because, you know, we live in a very litigious and sensitive environment right now. And I can just totally see someone saying, I'm qualified for that role, but I'm 48. I don't know. I mean, it's just an oddity, but people will sue here over anything. I think we sue over how states run their elections, apparently. So
yeah, thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely consider that. Thank you.
Other questions?
I have a question. Hey guys, thanks for presenting. Good to see it again. I'm curious about how you came up with the breakdown. I think it was 30 employers and 1,200 users. Do you think 30 employers are going to have enough? I mean, who are these employers going to be? And I'm a little curious about your employer relations and what your strategy would be. But are they going to have enough project work to keep 1,200 users satisfied?
Yeah, so the way we kind of came up with this number is kind of mainly we went around talking to kind of, like I said, Oglethorpe people who we knew, the connections we already knew we had established within the area. And we kind of estimated that this would be a safe number for us to choose, something that was safe, that we believed that we could accomplish just going out kind of like on our own and through word of mouth and establishing those connections. But like I said, it was only just an estimate of what we figured would be reasonable. And what was your second question?
Just wondering if the amount of employers that you had would have enough opportunity for the, I think it was 30 employers and 1,200 users, if they would have enough opportunity. One, I guess, as far as type of opportunity, you think if somebody is, you know, nearing the end of their career time, they've got lots of different experience in so many different areas. Are you going to have the diversity of kind of experience that's necessary and projects available, plus enough projects available to make all your users happy and feel like they can find something for them through your site?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like initially that might be a problem that we run into, just because it's going to be hard to just get thousands of employers on our site at one time. Like I said, we're going to have to start small, and maybe that might be an initial problem that we do run into, is that we can't match them up correctly with enough employers to enough employees. And hopefully, as we expand, you know, we won't run into that problem. I don't think anyone complains that Indeed doesn't have enough postings, but like I said, it's something that we might run into, and that hopefully we can solve as we grow bigger into more markets. But yeah, that's definitely something that we might see.
I just have another follow-up question, Richard, again. Did you guys take a look at maybe an exclusivity model, such like ladders, where they do a lot of vetting on the candidate side, such that they're presenting to employers that these are people who are really truly qualified for these 100K senior positions. So in another way of putting this, right now you're saying here are positions that are ideal for you, but the other way you can say here are people that are pre-qualified and vetted that are ideal for these roles. They're in a narrower demographic, but you know, people could pay for subscription access even if they don't have roles, just to be able to see these type of potential candidates, almost like a club, like, you know, like ladders as an example.
Right. We talked about that idea, and we really like that idea because we also think that might be really good to draw in the employers. So that is still some of the one of the ideas that we can pursue with the app. We're still open to new ideas with the app, and you know, you guys aid and assistance with coming up with ideas or strategies to both get employees and employers on the website. So that's definitely one of the ones we're gonna jot down and think on for sure.
Thank you.
Good progress, guys. Looks good. Good presentation. Thanks.
Appreciate it.